Hey everyone, Chris Terry, creator of Personica AI and founder of Swamp Rabbit Labs here. I'm making this video as a follow-up to an earlier one we posted on this channel that served as a quick overview of the Personica AI system. This video is going to be a little bit more of an extended overview for those of you who are interested or curious about Personica and want to know more about what Personica provides in Unreal Engine. For those of you who are already part of the Personica community and have already been building with the plugin, some of this information will be new to you, but some of the information will already be familiar. Still, keep an eye on this channel because we will be posting more video tutorials in the future on how to use Personica to its maximum extent. So please consider subscribing and clicking the bell icon to receive notifications on when those video tutorials get posted. With that being said, let's jump into Unreal Engine and take a look at what Personica can do for you. Okay, so we're here in our Unreal project and we'll begin by going to the project settings and opening up the Personica specific settings menu. Now, Personica can be broken down into three different parts, and the first part I want to talk about is the fundamental connection bridge between Unreal Engine, the llama.cpp server, and the actual large language model, or LLM. Now, llama.cpp is the server that processes calls to and from the LLM. So it actually facilitates the calling and the prompting. The LLM is, in Personica's case, a gguf or a gguf file, which is essentially a markdown file of mathematical weights. Now that's for local usage of the language model. Personica also supports cloud usage. So we have, you can see here under provider type, some baked in sort of mainstream API providers. So OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google are given some very specific controls. We also have a custom endpoint option. So if you have a different API choice that uses the general OpenAI format, which is kind of the standard right now, you can use the custom endpoint and have that set up there. But if you're using the local setup here, which we're using for this project, that gives you some unique benefits that not really currently available among the gaming plugin marketplace. The biggest one is support for offline local game building. So if you have this local setup, your model and your server, that's all you need, along with the Personica plugin, to actually run those calls in your game and package that into the final game itself. So those applications actually get baked into the final game. You do not need to be online to build a local configuration. You also do not have to require your players to be online in order to play with a local AI model configuration. Now here we can assign models at the project level if we use a specific data asset that's bundled with Personica, or we can assign them on a specific brain as well. So if I open up one of my characters that utilizes our brain component, and if I select that brain component here on the left hand side, and then I expand the LLM option, I have my own individual LLM setup. So this gives you a wide variety of configuration options. You can set a general approach for the overall project, and then you can set individual models to be used per character. So if you want a pretty lightweight model like the Gemma 3 4 billion parameter model that we currently package with Personica to be your project-wide model and kind of handle your sort of general background inference, but then you want a maybe more intelligent or more parameter model to handle the conversations or the inference for an important NPC, you absolutely can assign that within Personica. The name of the game here is to be as model agnostic as possible. Now, it might be the case that some of the models have certain expectations for how responses are formatted. or how certain prompts are formatted. We try to accommodate as much as we can. It might not be possible that every single model in a GGUF format will work with Personica, but the wide majority of the models that we have downloaded and we have tested have worked with Personica just fine. Secondly, Personica provides the framework for sending data to and from the large language model. It does that through strict JSON formatting and structure definition, and also through a framework of data assets bundled as part of the Personica plugin. So if you purchase Personica, you also get access to data assets like the profile data asset that we have open here. This data asset can be applied to every individual brain component, so you can give every character a unique background that can be injected into their prompts via simple baked-in tags. You can also set up their initial memories, their initial traits, and their initial relationships, ensuring that Personica's profile data asset ties in seamlessly with your game world. Now, in addition to the profile data asset, there's also a separate prompt template data asset where you can define the exact JSON format that you're expecting and also build your prompt here. So here we have an example of a massive prompt that's pulling in a bunch of different tags from the game that's going to be constantly updated as the game progresses here. This updates along with the player's campaign, so the LLM is constantly getting new information and new context whenever you're calling it with a prompt template like this. You can also change prompt templates in your blueprint, so if you need a single profile to react differently in different situations, you absolutely can build different prompt templates and assign those different prompt templates to that single profile, to that single brain component, and have it process seamlessly within your blueprint logic. Now, an additional data asset that comes as part of Personica is the safety configuration data asset, which allows you to filter out what gets sent both to and from the large language model. So this is useful both in ensuring that the large language model itself cannot output any profanity or any banned phrases that you don't want it to. And it can also prevent players from submitting profanity to the large language model or from submitting jailbreak instructions. You can add a simple array or a simple list of banned input phrases, or if you have a CSV file, you can upload that as well in the banned phrases table. You can assign this globally at the project settings level and also individually at the brain component level. So if different characters are supposed to have different allowed or banned phrases, you can absolutely set that up just using the Personica data assets. So in addition to the LLM connection and the data framework, Personica also provides game developers with performance and optimization configurations specific to LLM integration within gaming. For example, the LOD config data asset that we have open now shows us just how much configuration developers have for 3 different LOD tiers. They can set different max tokens, they can set different retry or different fallback thresholds. The goal of Personica is to be as genre and as game and as use case agnostic as possible, to give you the maximum flexibility to employ it in as many different types of game systems as possible. There's also some configurable fallback and retry system logic, so if the LLM does hallucinate, you're not stuck up on a hung call forever. There is some logic to either retry the call again or to fall back to a pre-written line to help keep the seamless experience of the player going. Thank you so much for joining me for this expanded overview of the Personica AI system. If you want to know more, you're interested in Personica, please consider checking out our website, swamprabbitlabs.com. It'll be linked in the description below. Also, please consider subscribing to our channel as we continue posting more video content and more video tutorials on how to use Personica and some of these specific data assets that we went over in our video today. I've been Chris Terry. Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy building.